What advice would you give a young journalist? Because, you know, the newspaper business is not what it was when you got into it.
Yep.
Everybody gets their, you know,
right.
because it's so instantaneous now, Stephen
right.
A. You
right.
got social media.
Yep.
So now ain't nobody just sitting there watching the 6 o'clock news. And ain't
right.
nobody just reading the newspaper.
Right.
So what advice would you give young journalists?
First of all, understand that everything feeds off of information.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be about the business of acquiring intel and information, because that means you have something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You have something to write about. You have something to express opinions about, whether it be via radio, television, podcast, newspaper, magazines.com, whatever. Content is king.
Right.
Content will never go anywhere. How people are receiving that content is what has changed. Linear television was once here. Now it's dissipating before our very eyes. There are some people that are projecting within the next decade YouTube will be more popular than some of the networks,
right.
if not already. And so you have to take that into consideration. That's point number one. Point number two is that you're trying to build something, build a brand, know who you are, know what you stand for, recognize what gravitates folks towards you and what doesn't. And that's how you go about the business of building something. Number three, master your business. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to know what you want to do. A lot of people want a podcast. Well, do you know what comes with a podcast? It ain't just a microphone and a camera. There's a production team that's behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sales and marketing angle. There's a sales angle that comes with it. A marketing angle that comes with it. A technological angle that comes with it. There's people operating these cameras, you know, these microphones, you
right.
know, making sure the audio is right, etc. Well, how much is that going to cost? Okay, what level of course comes with it, okay? One of the things that I will give advice to a lot of students on the come up, no matter what major you take, minor in business, because everything comes down to business now. You gotta be about the business of knowing what your business entails. That way you know how to do business. You know what you're negotiating. You have an idea what it entails. You know when you've made mistakes and how to pick up on that. I started my own podcast months ago. I've made a lot of mistakes. Why? Because I never had a podcast before.
Correct.
I had to learn through osmosis, but I put myself through that fire initially on purpose. So when it grew, as it's been growing, then I'm in a position to now make the proper decisions, because I use that, you know, that infancy period to really learn and gain knowledge about the industry, how much it's going to cost, what my losses and my profits look like, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
All of those things are things that you have to know, because the business itself that used to exist is no longer. Now they're looking for you to bring your business to them. Shannon Sharpe, you own your own podcast, Club Shay Shay, over 1 million followers, doing your thing. Proud of you, my brother. Keep doing your thing, no doubt. You got to keep doing that.
Right.
You own and operate your business, and there's people around you that's working for you. So you're going to be attractive because you're bringing a business to a potential network
right.
to buy, to lease to, et cetera, et cetera. They don't want to just employ people anymore. They don't want to deal with that overhead.
Right.
They don't want to deal with the expenses that come with the overhead. They want you to deal with
right.
that now.
We'll
Pat
give
McAfee,
you X, you
Pat
run it.
McAfee, the deal he just signed with ESPN. You got so many people hating on him. Shut up. All of y'all shut up.
Yes.
The man had his own business. He spent years developing his own business, betting on himself, just like you bet on yourself, just like I'm betting on myself.
Correct.
I just started betting on myself because I was hindered contractually, and I had a lot of obstacles to overcome in my career before I could get to this point.
Right.
Although this was always the vision, I had to start late. This is what comes with it. When you know those things, you become a business. And as Jay-Z would say, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And that's what people want to see.